Yes, it's true that at the moment on the internet and everything, things become buzzwords, popular words, trendy words. Mindfulness is one at the moment. Fascia is one, and as you say, Jing, Qi, Shen, and so on. Yeah, it's true. It's easy to regurgitate a term that you've heard from somebody else and to mimic a term or sayings you've heard from somebody else and not really understand the meaning. These are difficult topics because these words are not in our language, they're not part of our native tongue, so we need to learn to understand them from the meaning that was passed down from the previous masters, from the lineage masters. So most people understand what Jin is, at least we hope so. So Jin is the specific power or the refined power that we develop through internal martial arts training. Different styles have a different kind of Jin, so it's a general term, but when we're talking about Taiji Quan, it is the elastic force which is released through the white tissue, the fascia, the tendons and so on in the body. The thing is that we develop skill in a path from beginning all the way up to more advanced and so on. The first thing you develop, in my experience, in my opinion, is force or Li. You learn how to use Li skillfully, how to coordinate your whole body to use whole body power, how to use the ground to make power. We're still in the realm of Li, but skillfully. Then you develop further and further on towards Jin, where you begin to let go of any stupid force or Li within the body and to use more the forces generated through the white tissue from the mobilization of Qi in the body. So even to work at the stage of Jin, you're still using Shen, or your consciousness, the aware quality, the awake quality. You're still using Yi, your intention. You're still using Qi. They all work together to make the Jin. But it's at the Jin level, meaning that we function and manifest and display and act at the level of Jin. Our skill level is at the level of Jin. It doesn't mean we're not engaging consciousness and intention. Of course we are. They're part of who we are. They're part of how we train every step of the way. As you develop further, you move on to the level of Yi, where Yi becomes the primary manifestation of your skill. Further on, you develop the level of Qi. Okay? So instead of throwing somebody out with the Jin, your opponent or partner will not even feel any Jin. They cannot feel anything happening in the body, rather they're getting thrown out by the Yi and Qi alone, separate from the Jin. So it's a higher grade, an upgrade, a higher level. And onwards to Shen, which is beyond my understanding, that level I don't understand, and to emptiness. There's a problem where people can push hands, maybe they develop push hand skill, but they have no fighting skill. Now of course fighting's not that important in the scheme of things, especially if you have any kind of life with any value, then other things are more important, and hopefully fighting is not part of your life. However, the push hand skills are there to develop specific fighting skills. Namely, stick it here, join, follow. Push hands is to develop these qualities. That is all. When you touch another person, that is the realm of push hands. Every form of fighting that I know about, that is open hand fighting, has one thing in common. You touch the other person. If you're not touching the other person, there's no fight. While you're standing out there shaping up, there's no fight. The fight really begins the moment you touch. That is when push hands comes into play. So it's about how you can use stick it here, join, follow to take advantage of your opponent. Now pushing hands might take minutes, you can push for hours. One cycle, it's like seconds and seconds long. In a fight, that little moment where you touch someone, that is stick it here, join, follow. At that moment you control, you seize, you're off balance. Then you can strike, take down, do whatever you want to do. So the long drawn out training of pushing hands is like brought down to that little moment in time when you make contact, the contact point when you touch your opponent. That's how pushing hands translates into fighting. Okay. So when we're pushing hands, what we're doing is doing stick it here, join, follow. So if we're just free pushing, I can disrupt and control and seize his body at any time. Can you move?
No.
Come.
I can't.
So when he comes at me, I hua, and I na. Okay? After I hua and na, I can fa. At any contact point, at any change, I hua and na, I fa. He comes. Of course. You know. How does it work for fighting? Ah, no wonder. Yep.
So at any time when you freeze them with this method, you can obviously strike them.
Of course. So if he's striking, I see it and I'm striking. Yeah. He comes. See? Come. Now, of course, in a fight, you're not going to hold it. It's just a moment. And you're coming. Change. Okay? Any moment and change. So this long thing, this long moment becomes this moment. So you touch, we touch. This is the moment. Yeah. So I can come in. Yeah. So the long controlling moment is what we're training. How to follow, how to change becomes that tiny moment when you touch in real time in fighting. For a student to learn how to transition from pushing hands to fighting, of course, like anything, it's all about having a complete system. If you have one piece of the pie, it's hard to get the whole picture. So maybe you know how to ground, maybe you know how to yield, maybe you know how to hua, maybe you know how to fa. All the things coming together, all the training methodologies coming together, from fixed push to free step pushing, to fixed sparring drills, reaction drills, to partially free sparring all the way up to free sparring, and gradually increasing your ability to implement the Tai Chi skills in a situation where the stress increases. So we start with a peaceful situation, pushing with your friend and it's all nice. Naturally the Qi sinks, you're happy, you're open, and you gradually increase the stress, moving up, moving down on the scale of stress, until you can remain Sung, open, clear, have clear Shen, have the Qi awake, be sunk, be open, under stress. We must learn how to be clear and released in a stressful situation. In my experience, you can't just jump to this. You must, stage by stage, increase your ability to react under stress. So like anything else, the guidance of a teacher is the fundamental point. We can't just do it. You need to be guided through something. We're walking a path that we've never walked before. If without a guide, it's a 100% guarantee that you're going to go the wrong direction. There's only one right direction and countless wrong directions for any given path. It doesn't mean there's not more than one correct path, but to go to a specific place, you go a certain direction. If nobody's taking you there, you're going to get lost on the way. This is a classic description in Chinese martial arts, and one that one of my teachers really liked to use. So I've taken it on. It's a cool way to describe things. It's kind of funny and it's also very accurate. Stupid hands is stupid, meaning caught up in stupid force, caught up in Li, insisting and resisting all the time. Unable to use classy methods. Smart hands is the ability to no longer be caught up in stupid force in Li and insisting and resisting, but to use the techniques of Taiji Quan, to use Peng Lu Ji An, to change, to split, to do everything freely. Mysterious hands is you no longer need to show externally the change of technique. One touch, anytime you touch, you have control. Inside the 8 gates, the energies can transform and change. So it's a mystery to the outsider. They cannot see the technique. It's hidden, it's internal, and it looks fake. This is the highest skill of Taiji Quan. So it's like if we're having a debate and I ask you a question, knowing how you're going to answer, so that your answer puts you in a corner and then my next statement is going to destroy you. This is asking a smart question to give a smart answer, a debating method, in and out, a conversation. Smart hands is that. One, asking for forces, asking for powers, asking for answers from your partner, and then in accordance with their answer, which is limited because you ask them a question, a closed question, right? They answer and I outsmart you with the hand. We call smart hands.
Okay.
Now, I demonstrate this on you, but really you need smart hands to be able to answer the smart hands.
Sure.
So I'll show you on one of my students.
Okay.
So of course, stupid hands is this push hands. We've all seen this before. Okay. Smart hands is you see Pong, Lia, An. I ask Pong, he answers, I got Chai. I got Joe. Pong, elbow strong. So I ask Pong. He answers, I answer, and I elbow strong. Okay? So the ability to change so that no matter where he gives me something, I have something. This is the changing between the 8 gates. This is called smart hands. Mysterious hands is when you no longer need to change externally. Yep. Are we on? Okay. On. Maybe I'm here, he touches my back, I use Anjin. Okay. He takes my back, I use Ji. So now as I'm moving, Pong, he's stuck, he's floating on the Pong. I don't change my hands, but I change to An. Yep. So mysterious hands is you no longer see the outer technique. You just, at any given time, you have the Jin. Okay, so when you touch me, we're pushing, you want to come, I feel. So you become stuck to my Pong. Right? You touch, come. We call Pong. So I don't need to change as soon as you touch.
So it feels like I can't do anything. I can't even bend my arm or...
You can't change.
I can't.
We
Yes.
call Najin. You're seized. So often people will say, why don't you change? Why don't you use your technical hands when he's not doing anything? Well, you can answer why.
I physically can't.
Right.
See, I've trained a lot where usually I would bend my arm or I would fold.
Yeah, so
and
if
change
I
the other
didn't
side.
have Qi and I come, you change. But if I use the Qi, yeah.
It's captured my whole body.
So then of course I can control. And when you touch me, say you push. Push me. You see?
So this feels like the force is on the outside of your body. It's not actually going into you.
I'm free. You try. And you go. So you touch, I say, go. Come. So smart hands, you see. This is smart hands. You use the technique. Yeah. I use the technique to control you. We call smart hand. Mysterious hands, no technique.
I'm stuck.
Change. Of course, you can do anything. There's a saying in Chinese martial arts that whatever art you put Taiji Quan into, that art will improve, will increase. Whatever art you put into Taiji Quan, that will damage Taiji Quan. This is definitely my experience. Yes, to an extent you can try to use the internals of Taiji Quan to put into some other art, which is terribly in fashion at the moment. It's like putting a Lamborghini engine in a VW. It's probably going to tear the gearbox apart. It's never going to have the steering of a Lamborghini, and so on and so on. Okay, so there are specific qualities that we develop in Taiji Quan which make it what it is, which make it the art. Even the way you hold the body is very specific. It's designed to maximize sinking of the Qi and mobilizing the Qi. Some external arts, of course, have a different design. They're designed to work using the forces they generate inside the body, which are fundamentally different from Taiji Quan. So, for example, if everything's closed up in the shoulders and your elbows are pulled in and everything, this closing of the shoulder nest, which is very efficient for a kind of power, cannot work for mobilizing the qi. You need to open the shoulders. That's why all the postures in Taiji Quan have this open shape. The same thing goes for all the joints and components of the body. The way we hold the body, the way we use the body, the way we coordinate the body is specifically designed to make it efficient for the internal method. If you try to just have some qi and move the qi inside an external shape, external method, it's not going to work well. Yeah, you'll get something. Of course, to make it work better, you need to change the shape. So you'll see people opening up, making their other style more open, more Tai Chi-like. Then it's no longer that style. Then it becomes Taiji Quan. So in the end, you end up throwing out the body, the gears, the steering wheel, and gradually, bit by bit, replacing them all with those Lamborghini parts. The center line theory does not belong in Yang style Taiji Quan. We have Zhongding, the central equilibrium. Now, some people bring in the ideas from their old external style and use that to understand Taiji Quan, or to attempt to understand Taiji Quan. This is obvious, easy mistake to make, because we can only know something in reference to what we know. They've only experienced that, so they make their ideas in reference to that. So the centerline theory that you protect your centerline theory or something does not exist in Taiji Quan. Not at all. That is, I will say what Zhongding is not. It is not the centerline. It is not being upright. It is something else. I'll tell you what it is, but it won't mean anything. It's the balance between yin and yang. That's what it is. So the best way is if we just jump up now and I just show you how it's not the center line, how it's not upright. So sometimes it's not what something is we need to know. We can't know it. It's outside of our experience. How can you know what Zhongding is if you've never achieved it? You can't. But you can know what it's not. Knowing what something isn't allows us to walk the right direction, or at least not to walk the wrong direction, which gives us a chance to walk the right direction. So let's just try it. So talking about Zhongding, it's not center line. So the reason why I'm doing it sitting down is because I could shift my center line and cheat by using my legs. So this takes away my ability to brace, to use root, or to shift my center line via the legs. Obviously my center line is fixed because I'm sitting on my bum and my perineum's touching the bricks. Okay? So if you wanted to control my center line, say here, now push. If my center line was my power or my vital point, you'd push me back.
Yes.
But you want to push my center line. Push. What do you feel?
I can feel your body, but I can't feel where your center is.
So you push on my center line, but really, I have my center line. You think you have my center line, but I have your whole body. Okay? So maybe you truly get my center line. No hands, right on this heart. Okay? Now, I'd go.
I feel it,
yeah.
yes.
So I maintain a center line, you push it. That's like the external idea of a center line.
Yes.
As soon as you capture it, you control. That's why we defend the center line, and we try to control the center line in external arts. In Taiji Quan, it doesn't matter. Push. Come. Okay, so we can see no matter how much you push, come, that you don't control me even though you have my center line, because you don't have my Zhongding. But I'm still upright.
Yes.
So let's not be upright. Okay?
Okay, so now you're leaning backwards?
Yeah, okay, you see. Same, push, come. Push. Same. So because it's not my center line, I'm not dependent on the center line to make power. I'm not dependent on the center line to defend. You see? I can use any awkward and weird angle and shape. Not upright, not centered. Zhongding is the balance between yin and yang, which is found through years of study. It is not something so simple like that. You can be in any position. It's the same. Of course, I'm not upright here. Push. Still works the same, you see. Doesn't make any difference to me. It's not about verticality or center line. It's about yin-yang. Taiji Quan is nothing but yin-yang. That is all.